Welcome back to Can't Stop Talking podcast. I missed you guys last week because of Thanksgiving. We did not have an episode, but I just want you to know I am so grateful for each and every one of you. And I hope you had a fantastic Thanksgiving. I did. I actually found out that you shouldn't eat your weight in food and then do a beer bong. So we had Friendsgiving at the house and we had incredible food. We ate and then we played beer pong and I lost. And the dare was to do a beer bong. So safe to say, after that, I was, napping on the couch till I woke up and we watched 13 going on 30. So it was an absolutely perfect Thanksgiving. And I just love Thanksgiving being around, friends and family. Cooking, dressing up cute, being very, very grateful for this life. And it's just me written all freaking over it. So, in today's episode, we are going to be talking about magnetism and motivation. So, this has been a topic on my mind for a while. And one of my clients asked me to do a podcast on, motivation while the sun is, dark when you get up and it's dark when you go to work, or I guess it's light when you get up, but she said it was dark when she woke up. So whatever, we're going to believe her, right? And so, yeah, I'm sitting here at 4 o'clock and unfortunately the sun is going to go down soon. So I understand and I have so many ways around this. So first, we're going to talk about being magnetic. So to me, being magnetic in life and in business and in love and whatever else you want to do is not needing anyone or anything to validate you. And I've been talking about this a lot this week on my Instagram. I had a post that said the people who succeed in business versus the ones who don't, or the ones who don't succeed are the ones who need outside validation, and the ones who do succeed validate themselves. And I swear to God, this is, or I swear to the universe, this is the number one code that I use to get to where I am today. When I really sat down and I reverse engineered how the hell did I get here, I just realized that throughout my whole career, I've been validating myself, right? When I first, got furloughed from my business and my dad was like, you're doing what? You want to become a coach? Why don't you just become a life coach for, a company? And who's going to buy from you? And what? And instead, I didn't listen. I told him I got fired from my job when I really quit. And I went on to build this career. And 6 months later, when I hit my first 10K month, I heard him bragging about me on the phone to his friends. And so I just realized that everything in my career was because I validated myself and didn't look for outside circumstances to validate me. I posted 3 times a day when I had 1 follower, and that follower was my mom. And now I have 20,000 plus of you on Instagram, right? And I did this podcast for 8 months, you guys. This year, I literally said, I'm doing this podcast no matter what. And for 8 months, I posted every single week. And every week for 8 months, I heard crickets. Like, truly, I remember thinking to myself, like, this is the most incredible podcast. But I was laughing because I'm like, does anyone hear the podcast? But I didn't care. I was like, this podcast is incredible and it's going to get out there and eventually people are going to catch on. And now every single day I get messages of people like, I binge your podcast. I love it so much. And it just makes me so freaking happy. Lastly, I talk about DBA, right? And this is huge. So my signature course, Dream Business Accelerator, the first time I put it on, I got 3 women in and I made $1,500. And I was so freaking happy. But most people would say, oh, I only got 3 people in, 2 people in, 1 person in. Like, this course should be scrapped. Like, I should get rid of this course. And instead, I was like, no, like, this course changes lives. Like, this course is going to be a household name one day. Like, I'm going to keep going until people catch on. And the last launch that I had for this in August, I had a 10K launch before the doors even opened. Now I get messages literally every single day this week. I got messages from people asking about DBA. Keep going. I call it the snowball effect, right? It's like at first, everything feels really slow, and you are the one creating that snowball, right? You are the one actually making this huge snowball. And then you are like pushing it up this hill, right? And no one's noticing. And then it's finally catching more endurance and more endurance. And you get it to the top of the hill and you push it down and it just starts rolling on its own. And that's what I've seen with everything. When I started growing my following, like I said, I had 1 person. And then the snowball started catching on. I kept saying to myself, I gain 100 followers a day. And that's what started happening, 100 followers until it was just on autopilot, right? This podcast, now I get messages all the time about people listening and sending it to each other. DBA, I'm getting messages all the time. It's in the snowball. So I want you, and I need you to listen very clear, stay in business till the snowball happens. You can't predict when it's going to happen, but you can predict that it will absolutely happen. And so now we're going to talk about how to be magnetic, which I said, not needing anyone or anything to validate you. So I want you guys to think of it as like dating, right? It's being booked and busy, honey, and you're not putting your eggs in one basket and you're going in with that confidence of like, I'm the ish. I'm incredible. Like, I give so much to the table. Who wouldn't want this? It's that saying when it's like you go on a date and it's not like, oh, I wonder if he liked me. It's like, did I like him? That's the energy that we want with attracting clients and magnetizing into your business. So, for example, when someone comes into my DMs and they ask about a program, right? And, I answer their question and they're like, amazing, I want to sign up. And then silence. What do I do to be magnetic, right? I don't respond. I know that they are on their own journey. I know that when the time is right, they are going to sign up with me, right? I'm not forcing anyone to do anything. That's not magnetic. That's chasing. That's not attracting, right? And so I sit where I am. And instead, I'm booked and busy. What does that look like? I make powerful content that makes them want to join. So even though they're not answering right now, I don't make it mean that they don't like me, that they're not going to join, that I should, close down my business forever. No, I don't make it mean any of that. I'm like, oh my gosh, she got busy. She'll respond to me later. She'll be in at the right time. And there's more clients where that came from. Same thing with dating. If a boy doesn't answer you, it's like, don't make something mean something it doesn't. Be like, he's busy, right? And there's plenty of fish in the sea. And so while he's busy, I'm going to go find those other fish until he starts acting right. Boom. And so what happens, right, is I make powerful content. I'm booked and busy. I'm moving, right? I don't put all my energy on this one client and make it mean like if this client doesn't sign up that I'm a failure. No, not at all, right? And I see so many of my clients, I see so many people in my audience, they just put so much emphasis. They're like, send me messages. They're like, she hasn't responded yet. What should I say? I'm like, if she hasn't responded yet, let her not respond, right? You go keep moving with your life. Make content that talks to their objections so that they eventually see it and they do sign up, right? But we are not going to, chase that person. We're saying, I know who I am, and you're going to sign up if it's now or later. And guess what happens? I literally get messages when I do this of people being like, I'm so sorry. I was with my family for the week. How can I sign up for DBI? Or I actually had someone this week. It was amazing. She was like, I'm so sorry I ghosted you last week for Black Friday. She was like, I was having a fight with my ego and I put that bitch to rest. I forgot what she said. She was so funny. She was like, I'm ready now. Like literally when you let people do things on their own, that's when they move. I always talk about this with boys, right? You can't actually get a boy to do anything when you're nagging him. And this is a pro tip for my girls. When you're like, you never do this for me, you never take me on dates, like, and you criticize them, right? Instead, what we want to do is the opposite. We want to gas their ego. We want to say, I love when you take me on dates. I love spending time with you. When can we do that again? Right? I love when you take out the trash for me. It makes me feel like a little princess. That makes them move more than your criticism ever will. In fact, the criticism actually just makes them stonewall you and they're like, I'm not doing this, right? And so you want to do the same thing with your DMs. So you don't wait for them. They catch up to you. This is important. You keep moving, right? You keep moving. You don't wait for that person to answer. They catch up to you. And honey, maybe they're going to be slow and then the price is going to be up, but that's on them, right? And so I want you to go in with this energy. Know that if someone doesn't respond, one, if they don't respond now, they're going to You're going to keep moving, create powerful content, but there's other fish in the sea. So you don't have to put it all in one box. But I'm telling you, 9 times out of 10, they come back and they're ready for your program because you didn't push them. Next, and the best part is when you don't push them, they get better results. They're more excited to be in your program, right? The worst is when you push someone to be in something and then they're pissed and they don't want to be in anything. I've only had one refund in my whole 3 years, and it was because of her mental health. 3 years of coaching. Why? Because when you don't push someone into something, they don't resent you, right? Who's ever tried to push a man to be in a relationship with them? Down the line, it usually doesn't work, right? Because then they're resenting you because they wanted to make the decision on their own. Instead, ladies, you want to trick them into thinking they made the decision on their own. Bam. So next, I love how, does anyone else do podcasts like that? I truly want to know, does anyone else connect their podcast to dating, to losing weight, to food, to health? I need to know. Is it just me? Okay. So next, I don't wait for the algorithm. This is huge, you guys. And I used to be that girl. I used to be that girl that did all these things. I want to make that clear. I am not better than any of you. You already know that. I'm just teaching you what I've learned from experience, but I used to be the girl who waited for the algorithm. Not anymore, right? So I don't wait for the algorithm to catch up. I'm not like, my sales are down because of the algorithm and there's nothing I can do about it. No, right? In fact, I want you guys to know I make 10K months and 10K months plus with less than 100 followers. Well, that was a lie. Sorry. Less than 100 story views. 100 story views. Less. My story views have been at 45, and I still get messages every single day of people wanting to sign up for DBA. Why? One, I don't make it mean anything about what I can have. I don't make it mean that I have less than 100 story views mean that I can't have soulmate clients. I had a coach once who was like, how the hell is your conversion rate so high? It's because I manifest. I don't make it mean anything about what I can have. I say, oh my gosh, there's 45 people who want to join my program because they're all watching me every single day. That's what I make it mean, right? So I don't say, oh, I just wish the algorithm was better, and I complain and I dwell. No, I say, I'm going to keep moving. I'm going to go on different platforms. Just like the boy who's not treating you like you want, you're going to say, I'm going to go on different dates and I'm going to let him catch up. So you go on different platforms, right? And then you're giving your love to TikTok, and you're also giving your love to YouTube Shorts and podcast. And you're still giving love to Instagram, but you're not giving all your love. You're being magnetic, right? They know that you are booked and busy. You're not going out on every date with them, right? And so then once I put my, eggs in different baskets, one, I feel better about the current basket of Instagram, but I also feel better because I'm like, there are so many different platforms and one can be treating me better than the next, right? So yes, that is how we put our, what was I going to say? Our eggs in different baskets. Today I'm all over the place, but we're not going to take any of this out. And that's how you become magnetic. You validate yourself and what you can have. I know where I'm going. I know what I can have. I don't care what my reality is saying. I'm going to keep moving. I'm going to keep putting my eggs in other baskets. I'm going to ask for the solution. That's the biggest thing. The people who don't get what they want in life, they dwell on what's not working. The people who do validate themselves, and then they ask for the solution. They say, this is data. This isn't working. The algorithm is not working. What else can I do? I can go on other platforms. Be solution oriented, right? And then what's going to happen? The algorithm's going to come back asking for you back, blah, 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 blah. And you're going to get everything you wanted. So last part of this podcast, I hope you liked that and you understood it and it made sense. But the last part of this podcast is motivation. So I absolutely know how it feels to not be motivated. An ADHD girly here. Before I was prescribed Adderall, I truly had no motivation. It was crazy. And it definitely got worse during the why am I blanking when the sun goes down? Daylight savings. Yikes. My ADHD gets crazy sometimes. So during daylight savings, it gets worse, right? I had crippling anxiety one year and I had really bad seasonal depression. And thankfully, I was actually able to get myself out of it before I was medicated. Now I do take Adderall. I like to preface that. I am not a doctor. Consult a doctor if you also think you have symptoms of ADHD. I do like to say it really did change my life. But before that, I actually got myself back to motivated, and this was how. So one, I want to say that year I waited till January 1st. I literally ghosted my business for 2 months and I said, you know what? January 1st is going to come and my motivation is going to come back. I'm so dumb. Like, no, that's not what happened, girly. Not at all. January 1st came back and I felt the same exact way. And why is that so beautiful, that story? Because that was the best lesson I ever learned. I learned that each day is the same, right? Each day has 24 hours in it. It doesn't matter if one day is, January 1st or it's Thanksgiving or it's Christmas. Like each day is the same. And so you waiting for something outside of you to bring you motivation never happens. It's just like you waiting for money to make you feel wealthy. You could have all the money in the world, but you might still not feel wealthy. You could have all the love in the world, but you might not feel loved. You can have all the happiness that people think. But if you don't actually give yourself that, if you don't feel happy first, you're not going to attract the happiness in, right? So it's the same thing as manifesting. So I learned a powerful lesson because I was like, I didn't wake up today magically different because it was January 1st. And so I've never had that happen again to me where I've fallen into when this happens, then I'll feel better. Then I'll move, right? And so what I realized is motivation comes and goes. Everyone says that. But when you decide that every day you have the choice to wake up, and no matter if it's dark outside, no matter what time of the year it is, no matter what time of the month, you can decide that I'm going to be motivated. I'm going to go after my dreams, right? There's nothing stopping me. And here's the thing. For me, it comes down to these three things. One, my why. Why did I do this? I actually did not do this to make money. Yes, that's a side benefit. And obviously, I need to make money and I want to make money. But the reason I did this, the reason that I didn't stay in corporate America and actually go after my dreams is because I wanted to help people. I wanted to help women build their business and have this incredible life. And I wanted them to one day say, Samantha is the reason that I'm here, is the reason that I built this life. Why? Because other incredible women did that for me. When I was sitting at my desk in corporate America, listening to podcasts, dreaming that I would be like these women who had these successful businesses, I literally pictured myself doing it. And I want to give so much thanks to those women who were brave enough to go before me because I wouldn't be here today without them. Hell no, I wouldn't be here. And so one is your why. Because if I just wanted to make money, I would say at corporate America, it's way easier to just, get paid a lump sum every week instead of building your own business. But I didn't want to build someone else's dream. I wanted to build my own. And so one, every day I go back to why am I doing this? And when you connect back to your why, one, the motivation just flows through you, but two, the results come so much easier. Second, everything starts in your mind. I've been going to the gym when it's dark out. And girl, I'm not going to say it's easy because it's not, but these glutes aren't going to grow themselves. But it all starts in your mind, right? And so I found that when I go to the gym and I'm like, ugh, I don't want to be here, I go into the gym and I don't want to be there. But instead, when I go to the gym and I say, oh my gosh, today's workout's going to be incredible. My ass is going to be fat. I'm going to be so healthy. I'm going to sleep better. I'm going to feel the endorphins after this workout. Like I'm so lucky, right? That's what happens. I go in and I already rehearsed the scene before it happened. So this is why visualizing and manifesting is so important on a scientific level, right? It's not just like woo woo, it's scientifically because you're rehearsing something in your mind. So you would have motivation every day, right? If you knew that you would make sales. If I told you you would make sales every day if you posted, showed up on your stories, and maybe like made a podcast and talked to your clients, right? And I was like, you would make sales every single day if you did that. Like guaranteed, like someone from the sky, a genie. I'm the genie. I'm like, you will make sales if you do these things. You are going to do those things every single day, right? Where motivation stops is when you don't believe that the actions you're taking is going to get you the results. So instead, if you believe wholeheartedly that these actions are going to get you results, you're going to do the thing, right? And so what I want you to do is wake up every morning and visualize how you want your day to go. Visualize yourself being motivated and excited and all the things happening, right? And validate yourself. Say, if I keep going, I know this is going to happen, right? See it differently. Say, oh my gosh, this is the third. I get to do this. I could be at my desk in corporate America, right? I could be uncomfortable in my body and said I'm deciding to go to the gym. Yeah. So back to what I was saying. Um, You have a choice every single day, and you are the one that gets to choose how your day goes. If you visualize and you see yourself in this certain way, you are going to show up in that way because our mind is like a robot. It first starts with your thoughts, and your thoughts create your beliefs, and your beliefs create how you perceive yourself and how you show up and take the action. So if you believe that you are motivated and that you have energy and you're excited and you're going to make sales and you're going to get the results, that's what's going to happen. I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast episode today. I feel like I was really, my ADHD brain was trying to take over, but I tried to make it as concise as possible. So I love you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed this podcast episode. Let me know if you did, because I love hearing from you. If you loved this episode, I actually have a course coming out in January that you can get right now. Sign up, and it's called Become a Soulmate Magnet. I'm going to be teaching you the energetics for attracting soulmate clients, the messaging and the content, literally everything you need to get clients to be like, I want to work with you, right? It's the basis of attraction marketing. And the cool thing is that if you get into Become a Soulmate Magnet, you can use the money that you pay for Become a Soulmate Magnet to as a coupon off of my signature program, Dream Business Accelerator. So I love you guys so much. And yeah, I hope you have the best day ever.